Hi everyone, welcome back to Daily Endeavours for Wednesday the 16th of July. 15 seal set. As always, there'll be timestamps in the description if you're just looking for one of these options and you want to know what I would personally do for those. You can just skip through to that. It's a bit more of an action set today compared to the last few days. This one's going to require a little bit of running around. The quest isn't too bad. Catching fish is pretty chill. You can kind of do 3 at once. Either through a group dungeon like initial quest, if you haven't done one of those before. Also, you can kill enemies in the dungeon with Scribed Kills, and you can also complete the dungeon as well. But they're a one-time thing. The normal quests are. You could also do pledges as well. But if both the pledges are like a shitty one, or like both the base game pledges are a shitty one, then maybe soloing that dungeon's not great anyway. But yeah, just in that case, don't worry too much. There's like easy ways to do a bunch of quests. So I'll just cover this first. I'm just going to point out now, I would not do this one. Just like compared to these ones here, on the basis that this is much more reliant on other people than any of these options here are. These all can be done pretty easily on your own. Whereas this one, it requires participation with other players. You have to wait for them to be ready, so you waste time that way. And 2, getting 1,000 award medals is not the easiest thing to do, because in Battlegrounds, if you go to the help section up here and you type in the word medal, oh, fucked it up. So what this will do is it'll explain all the different ways to get your medals in Battlegrounds. And like, you look at this stuff, you know, kill a relic carrier, that's 100 points. So you need to do a fair bit. Like even in team deathmatch, getting an assist is 100 points, so 10 assists is enough. But yeah, it's not. You can't really rely on getting a bunch of kills very quickly. You know, you don't know what the other enemy, like the enemy players, are going to be like, so you can't just assume this is going to be done in a single battleground. And then you factor in the idle queue time for Battlegrounds. It can take a while to get one, and I would say by the time you even get into a battleground, you probably have already done 3 of the other options anyway. So I would just steer clear of this one, just on the basis that it's super unreliable. You know, if you like Battlegrounds, it's fine, and you know, it's exciting. You know, Battlegrounds never the same twice. But yeah, it's just for a 15 seal daily, I don't think it's worth the effort personally. Yeah, you know, and I'm not the kind of person to explain Battlegrounds very well. It's just not something I do much anyway. Everything else I can explain pretty well, I think. Okay, so I'll first cover quests. So there are so many quests in this game. Some of them are easy, some of them are more annoying. Probably one of the most common thing that people will do to get quest endeavors done is going to be through writs. So there's a writ board in each main city. Like, for example, Vocal Guard in Oridon, this is a place that has writs. Not every city does so. You won't find them in Skywatch in Oridon, for example, so you got to know where they are. But every like major city has one. So you go to the board, and what you'll do is you'll get a bunch of quests for just crafting a bunch of stuff. You have to go through the writ certification system. And, you know, if you haven't done that before, you'll probably complete a quest through doing that anyway. So you might not even need to do one of these. Yeah, there's lots and lots of guides out there for learning how to do writs. You know, I feel like it's probably one of the things that people make content about the most in this game, I think. Just doing regular crafting writs. And they're always valuable to do because you get so much good stuff. You get golden materials, you get surveys, you get, you know, intricate items for other characters, all sorts of stuff. So doing writs is amazing normally. Obviously, the only issue is that you got to have the resources for it. But in most cases, with a little bit of running around preparation, you can just have resources on hand. Or if you got some gold lying around, you could just buy some from Guild Store. There's a couple of things you can do. After that, what I would suggest you do is maybe consider what pledges are up today, because you might be able to do a pledge at the group dungeon of that pledge and get both of those done. The only other thing I would suggest, you can do, if you've got no other options, just do zone quests, because compared to normal quests, these can give you skill points. If you complete the whole system, you always get 3 points per zone, or 3 skill points per zone, which is handy. You know, I imagine most people are in need of skill points of some sort on a character. So yeah, that's just something else you can do. But you can also, if you have a character slot, make a new character bring them to Vocal Guard here with this Sway Shine. You start with it by default, so it's easy to reach. Just go here where you find this on the map. There'll be a lady you can talk to here. She looks like this, if you haven't spoken to already. You might be able to do this on older characters that haven't, if you haven't got any houses, just maybe check on them too. But find this lady, talk to her. To complete the quest, all you have to do is just give her some attention. Just talk to her for a bit. So, you can complete that quest too. You get a little bit of gold as well for it. So that's one thing to consider. And there's a couple of these too. Like if you go, if you do this in, like for example, Glanumbra, the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild also have a quest just like this. When you go in, you'll just see like someone waiting to talk to you. And it's the same thing. You just talk to them for a little while, and you'll complete the quest in basically a couple of seconds. So yeah, if I would advise, if you can, just have a character slot available for whenever these come up, if you don't want to do Writs or one of the other things. But what I'm going to do first is to check what check what pledges are up right now, and I will see if there's any worth doing. Right, so what do we got? Banished Cells 2. Oh god. I'm pretty sure you can solo this, but it's not the easiest thing to do. So whatever, I'll try this. I'll do that. Yeah. So I'll just talk about. Yeah. Look, I think do Fungal Grotto 1 and then do some fishing if you're not going to do the quest. Personally, but yeah, it's just me. Okay, look, I'll do that one last, because that's going to take the longest by far. Fishing and Scribed Kills is also... These will be done quicker than a grid dungeon, but I'll still go through that at the end, because I don't know, something different. So yeah, I'll just cover enemies of Scribed Kills first. Alright, let's go do this instead for now. Yeah, definitely, if you don't want to bother with pledges, just do Fungal Grotto. It's so much quicker. I assume most people have access to this. You can travel to dungeons if you've been to them before from any way shrine. It's easy to travel to. If you don't have access to this yet, like in a very rare circumstance, what you can do is there's a house here. Through home tours, you can visit one of the Kragenholm houses that someone has. You don't have to know them or anything. It doesn't cost any gold. You travel there and then leave through the front door. Just go up the road here. Just avoid the Ashlanders that are around here. They're hostile, but yeah, the dungeon's over here. Once you've been there once, you can just come down there and do it. And yeah, with a good build, it takes like 5 minutes to do the whole thing. So it's pretty quick. Okay, so back again, doing 40 enemies with Scribed Kills. I feel like we're going to see that a lot in the next few days. So, Scribed Kills. I assume most people are familiar now with the scribing system now that it's base game. There are two main ways that I would suggest doing this. Either, if you don't have any AoE, use Wield Soul with a damage focus. Go to like where you find critters and just start killing them. That's the way that a lot of the viewers like, and I'm definitely going to consider that one. The only issue I have with that is if other people have the same idea, you're competing with them. That's the only thing that irks me about that one. But I will definitely go through this as well. So yeah, I would definitely get a single target spam ball, but if you want to use the other method, you want some AoE as well. So the 4 skills that I suggest getting at least, if you can, if not just 3. 3 is usually fun. But Soul Burst, you get this for completing the main questline for scribing. Get this ASAP, because this is going to be like a single, like an AoE spam skill. And then you can use something else. You could use All Seals instead if you have Mages Guild 5 and you haven't done the main questline yet. But with this, it activates on another skill cast, but it can activate from itself. So you can just use it as a spam ball still. And I like Trample too. I don't like skills with cast times just because you can get interrupted when you're using it by getting stunned and shit. But I can't deny that some of the skills that have cast times are fucking great. Like Trample is amazing because it travels so far in front of you that you can hit so much shit as long as the environment's right. And then you've also got Elemental Explosion, which is the destruction staff one. That one's also great because the AoE size is fucking 10 meters. It's huge, but it's a pain in the ass to use because 2 seconds cast time. If you get like staggered or something while you're trying to cast it, it doesn't cast. It's just pain in the ass. Also worth noting, with most of the scribe skills, you don't have much healing. You can either, you could turn it into a heal, but then it doesn't deal any damage, so you kind of goes against the point. You could use Sage's Remedy too, though, but it's a very low amount of health. I suppose you could run that on every skill, and you have like 5, and that way it would be pretty significant healing, but you just have to constantly be using that to heal, and it's, yeah. I would rather just do damage, because Lingering Torment, fun fact, I should also mention, the last bit of damage has to be with a Scribed skill, otherwise it doesn't work. If you get the kill with like a light attack, it doesn't count, proc sets don't count, shit like that. But the Lingering Torment effect in the signatures, that does work. I've tested this as well. If you get the one that applies status effects, that doesn't work as well. Keep that in mind. Not good to use that one. I think it's Assassin's Misery is the name. And yeah, same thing with the status effects that apply from these damage types. They can also, if they end up being the last thing that hits the target, it will also not count. It's fucking annoying, but it happens very rarely anyway, so. Alright, so what I tend to use, the last thing I will talk about is the Traveling Knife Grimoire. This is the dual-wield one, so all these weapon-based ones you get at level 25 of that skill line, you have to buy it for 50 grand. That's another thing. Scribed skill shit's fucking expensive. If you have multi-target, this is an amazing skill. If you don't, it's not worth running, I think. But if you do, on the sort of uncommon chance, have multi-target, fucking use this shit. It's so good. Because it deals... It's got a fairly large area. It doesn't say how big the area is. It says 15 meters, but it's not. The AoE of the damage itself is not 15 meters. But what it does is it does more damage to every other enemy than it does the enemy that you hit. So it's just fucking awesome. Like, it does so much damage. And it's instant cast. That's the main thing. So you don't get interrupted while you're trying to fucking use it. So, but yeah. So if you buy like the minimum. Wield Soul for critters, or I use Soul Burst, Wolf Seals, and Trample as well. These 4 at least. So I've got my single target Spam Ball, my Magical Soul. It's got Major Breach, and it's also got Lingering Torment. You can use other things here. It doesn't really matter too much. You can use Vitality here for way more healing done. Can be very valuable since you don't get that much healing in, like, for this. You get plenty of damage, but not much healing. But yeah, so it doesn't really matter though too much what happens here. And then Burst, Lingering Torment, and I have Minor Breach. So I've got Major and Minor Breach on this stuff here, which is nice. You can get it in other ways, but yeah, that's what I run. And then Contingency, I have Minor Resolve, but Contingency can have Vulnerability if you go and get all the major skilled options, so that could be good too, I think. But yeah, I use Contingency here, and then I also use Trample from the Alliance War. Alliance War, you have to get to 5 to get Trample, so you have to do some PvP to get this. Or you just have to be patient and get like the AP through the daily rewards and get them on one character, so you got this. But yeah, Trample is amazing too. I love this skill. And yeah, I've got Minor Mangle on this. If you get Mangle on this shit, it's really good, because it basically turns it gives it a proc that just takes 10% of all the little enemies' health. Alright, so let me go start using this stuff. Let's chuck I'll chuck Concealed Weapon on the back so I'm a bit faster. But yeah, just make sure you've got some healing. I just use Vigor, and as a Nightblade I also use Siphoning attacks, because every time I deal damage every second it heals me a bunch. It can be really helpful for just making sure that you don't get fucking just whittled down slowly while you're trying to kill everything. Alright, so firstly I'll just go through the critters. Now there's a couple of places you can get critters. One of the easiest to reach is going to be Monkey's Rest. Just northwest of Vocal Guard. You start with the Way Shrine in Vocal Guard, so just walk down the path basically for a couple of minutes and you'll get there. So all you have to do with the single target one is just throw it once at every single monkey through here. So you can get it done relatively quickly here. But as I said, the only issue with this is if somebody else has got the same idea, you're robbing them of the ability for them to kill the monkeys. Because these, they do respawn, but sometimes they can just... You're trying to go for one monkey and it just gets killed by someone else. It's just such a fucking pain in the ass. But yeah, the option's there. So monkeys in Monkey's Rest. Another good area for this is Alika Desert, the oasis here. There's tons of goats here that you can kill, do the same thing. Again, home tours, use House of the Silent Magnifico, just travel down here, south for a bit, then east, then you get this Way Shrine, and you got easy access to Displaced. And yeah, same thing. Just go in, just hit the goats with the magical soul. You get this like the first quest of scribing, so it's easy to get. And yeah, just go nuts. A couple of other places. In Kanathi's Roost, there are tons of sheep here too that you could use. I don't think any of these places have enough for 40 though, but they respawn kind of quick, so it's not too bad. So if you don't want to deal with fucking killing enemies with these scribe skills, which personally I think that's fair enough, yeah, you can use places like this. So Monkey's Rest, the oasis near Mekwasa Dolmen in Alaka Desert, or Kanathi's Roost also works. Normally, if it wasn't a completed Groot dungeon, I would also use Wayrest Sewers for this, because you get like 20 skeevers in this room, and then the next room has like 20 enemies in here. I usually skip the boss here and just don't fight this guy at all. So you get these skeevers in this room. If you group them all up, they're super weak. They die in like a couple of hits from all your scribing stuff, so you can kill these things pretty quick. So what I would do is just like group them up like this, and say like you grab them all, just bring them over here. Just be careful because, you know, they are skeevers, they're weak as piss, but even 100 skeevers will still fucking kill you eventually. And yeah, so, yeah, you can see what I mean. Like, you have no healing normally with scribing, so. But yeah, so just hit him with I hit him with this first, because it, like, hits a bunch of them, puts mangle on them, shocking contingency, and then fiery burst as a spam ball. And yeah, you just run through here, kill all the skeevers, go into this room here. And then you got this guy here, who you usually skip. You got this group here, and then this group down here, and then there's some skeevers in that corner. That's usually 40. Might not always get 40, but at that point, maybe from this, just go into like a critter area and just get the rest of your kills through a critter, because you won't need many more. For the rest of it, I'm going to do an actual dungeon just so you can see it in action, because yeah, it doesn't really show like. Yeah, whatever. I'll show you. It's not so important. If you want to see more scribing stuff, I'll do that in the dungeon when I get to it. So I'm just going to go through fishing and then I'll go through the dungeon. It will be quite a long video, I think, just because of that. But yeah, you know how it works. Just watch the stuff you need to watch, right? Okay, so with fishing, my preferred way is I've got like a nice river fishing section that I use, and I like river fishing because you can get insect parts to use for that. That's like one of the preferred baits for river fishing, and you can get a ton of insect parts in a really easy place to reach. It's this area here. It is Skyshard Bow and Bleakrock Isle. Getting here for the first time, if you don't have this Wayshine, if you have an Ebonheart Pact carrot, you probably got this Wayshine, because this is where you start at the very beginning. If not, grab this Wayshine that you start with, just go down here, through the road, down the stairs, and just speak to Lizel here, she'll take you there. Either way, just come over here, and what you're looking at is the trees here. They've got torch bugs. So just grab these, and you'll get insect parts. You get between 1 and 2 insect parts, and rarely you will also get torchbug thorax, which is fucking nice. Because torchbug thoraxes sell for a fucking lot. So while you're doing your fishing endeavors, you can look around and also eventually get some torchbug thoraxes to sell, and that way you can sort of fuel your other endeavors for whatever gold earning purposes you need. So all throughout this area here, there's trees that just have fucking torchbugs all over the place, so you can see more here. You've also got butterflies around the alchemy nodes as well. They also give you insect parts. The only difference is they give you butterfly wings, which aren't as valuable as torchbug thoraxes. There we go, I've got one there. You can see these things. Look at that, 700 gold. Fuck me, that's ridiculous. So yeah, you can just come through here, and inside the actual like sort of premises, there'll also be trees, and they will have torchbugs next to them too. So just run through this area, just keep looking in all the different sections, and eventually you should be able to find some torchbug thoraxes to use. Just do consider, like the critters, they are shared instances with like other people. So if other people grab them, they might not show up, and you just need to wait for other trees to have them. But just also remember that the trees on the outside of the area also can have them all over this side here, and they tend to have more, I find. Also, if you want to make sure the skeletons here don't attack you at first, you complete this quest and the skeletons will become docile. They have like the yellow outline instead of the red. So you can go up to them and they don't give a fuck unless you attack them. I guess you could also use these guys for getting your scribing kills if you've got a few left. Right, so now I'll show you my favourite area for fishing, which is in Stonefalls. Okay, so once you have got about 10 to 15 insect parts, don't need to go any more than that. It's just that sometimes when you catch fish, sometimes you get things that aren't fish, and so you have to get more baits than 8, just to be safe. But yeah, shouldn't need anything more than like 15. So this is my spot here, my little fishing area. And, you know, other people can use the spot too, because fishing holes, they respawn, like other ones in the area respawn pretty quick, so you usually don't have to worry about that. So yeah, Ebony Flask In-Room or Ebonheart Chateau, this one right here. Use these through home tours if you don't have this wayshrine yet, or this wayshrine anywhere near. Just travel down here, and then you've got easy access to a good place for fishing. And also, this place has torchbugs in it too, just not many, so... there's usually a torchbug here, but I can't see one. Okay, so there is one fishing hole I need to talk about, which is the foul one. This is the only foul fishing hole in this entire river section. It's different to the river ones, and if you use the insect parts here, you have a lower chance of actually catching fish. So just be careful of this one fishing hole. The 2 baits for this will be fish roe, and I believe it's crawlers? Yeah, the crawlers and fish roe for this one. But the other ones, you don't want those 2. So you can see someone fishing in the background there. So there's 2 ways you can do this. If you both fish in the same hole, apparently you get fish quicker. So you can do that, but I've never really tested that myself, so I wouldn't know if that works. I've had someone get very, very shitty about it before as well, so I guess there's that. But all you have to do is you go up to the hole, you hold the E key, and you'll get like a quick slot thing, like how you choose your potions and food and all that. And then you scroll over the one you want, which is, it tells you what bait it works for, and in this case you got a river fishing hole, so we use insect parts. And then you just press E, and you begin fishing. And now all you have to do is wait for your character to do a different animation than this. As soon as they start, like, the line gets strained, you press the E key again, and you'll catch a fish, or very low chance you'll also not catch a fish. There's one, caught it, and yeah, there's a good example. So we got fish roe. That unfortunately doesn't fucking count as a fish, it's annoying. So now we just have to keep going. This is why you want to just carry a bit more fishing bait than 8, or whatever the endeavor is. Hello Netch, what's up? There's one, and again we get something else that isn't a fish. Very unlucky at the moment. Yeah, wet gunny sacks, you can get like a basic rune or like 1 upgrade material from them. Honestly, I think fish are more valuable. They are surprisingly valuable. Some of these fish can sell for a fucking lot. There we go, we got River Betty. So look at that, 200 gold for a single fish. Like, you can kind of make some money from doing this. The reason that fish actually sell for a lot is filleting fish is the only real way to get perfect roe, which is a very important cooking resource. That's why they're worth that. Just to show you as well, I'll just use the fish roe that you can sometimes get from those river fishing holes, you can use them on the foul fishing hole too, so might as well try and do that. But the goal is literally the same, just press E to start fishing, press E to reel in, press E to begin fishing again, repeat process. And, you know, it takes a few minutes, probably not as quick as some of the other options, but it's like super chill. You can just watch YouTube in the background or whatever you want to do. Because yeah, it's just very little brain power required for this. Yeah, as you saw there on the fishing hole before, it runs out, and that's what these do. Eventually they run out of fish and you'll have to go to a different hole. But I've been fishing here for like ages and ages, and I don't think I've ever had an issue where if I come through here there's no fishing holes available to use. If there's none in this river section, check like the edge of the waterfalls over there. There's a couple of spots there. You can see one in the background there, the splashing on the ground. And if there's none here, just go up here towards the wayshrine. So to the area that's called Brothers of Strife over here. And then, as you can see here, there's also a river fishing hole right here. There's sometimes one over here, and then I think there's another one a little bit further. And if there's like, yeah, there will always be one around here somewhere that you can use, and you just have to run a little bit to find it. Yeah, that's all there is to fishing. You just do that for like, 10 minutes or so, and you'll get your fish. And if you want, you can sell them for a fair bit. Look at that, they all sell for like 200 gold. It's fucking madness. Oh, I think it's best to like sell them in a stack though, so you might need to buy quite a few. Okay, so I'm going to do the dungeon now. So I'm going to get Scribed Kills done, a quest done, and a group dungeon done all at the same time. Now I need to be a bit careful because I don't have all my healings on like siphoning attacks and vigor. So as you saw with oh no, that's Prejudice 1. Hold on, I'll change that. Okay, so I could have, I could actually do just this quest instead, because yeah, every dungeon has a one-time quest that gives you a skill point too. So I could do that, but I'm just not going to do that today. Just save it for a different day. Because yeah, I've already got the pledge, so I might as well do this. I do still have the pledge, don't I? Yeah, I do. Okay, so I'm only going to use my scribing skills for a little bit, because outside of using that for the endeavors, I think they're less practical than other shit. Use this as well for a little... Yeah, like, look at all the fucking damage you take so fast. And the enemies just don't take much damage themselves. Look at that. Oh my god. Get in there, get in there. Okay, so just a couple more. Pull this group. Keep using that, because, yeah, as you can see, it just travels so far. Like, look how far it goes. You would have seen it in the weekly, though, so, you probably get the idea. Just keep roll dodging and using vigor, because, yeah, these guys do a lot of damage. Especially as a vampire. Probably not a great idea. Bonk. I just see one more. There we go. Okay. So we have to beat the keepers first to progress through this. That will take some time getting through. The bosses also have a lot of HP. This is on normal, right? Yeah. Okay, path. Probably shouldn't use Dawnbreaker, it's not that practical. I should use some... Yeah, I'll use this in front, and then... yeah, I want bigger area, don't know. So I'm gonna swap Vigor, because this guy's like it's a DPS check. It's a very, what is it? On normal, it's a very, generous DPS check, but it's a DPS check nonetheless. Okay, get out of the way there, otherwise he'll fee and also fucking mess you up. Okay, so when he does this, he puts a fire AoE on the ground. If you stay in it, you take constant damage, and it creates like pools like this. Now, if you want, you can just kind of stay in one spot for a while, and it'll form the fire up the same spot a bunch of times, and it just means you've got more room later. But you just need to be careful not to have too many fires in the same spot, because you will eventually just not be able to handle the amount of damage with you, like getting dealt. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that fears you, so just be really careful. Done. Oh yeah, I gotta hit the buttons. These guys, there's actually a door here that they can't go through, and you also can't attack them through. It's a bit weird, but yeah. You have to go over this side to actually damage them. It's fucking weird. Alright, so these clan fears are bigger and nastier than the ones you'll find in the Overland, so just be a little careful of them. the chest there. There's not really any sets I want from here though. Alright, so Voromil is like kind of a typical mace wielder or maul wielder. I usually kill the two, especially with this fight, I usually kill the two little people first, because they're mages. Alright, this fight's pretty nasty sometimes. Only mainly because of the orbs. Sometimes if they like stack on the same spot, they do a lot of damage. So she'll hop into them, and then she'll spawn a bunch of little enemies. It's always like Banekin, then Clanfears, then Twilights, I believe. And the Twilights are quite nasty. So just be careful using your ultimate, because sometimes she'll run away when you use it, and then you just kind of do no damage with it. So just save your ultimate either for the wave... Oh yeah, so it's Clanfears last. So yeah, either save your ultimate for the tougher enemies, like tougher mobs, or just use it on her as soon as she gets out of one of these portals, just to be safe. These Clanfears are quite nasty, but only if you stay in the fucking in the portals. But you do want to kill them fast, because she'll come out of the thing, and then you can't do any damage to her. This fight will be a little taxing on resources just because the fucking Clanfears are so tanky. Jesus. Alright. Just one... I mean, there's mini bosses, but you don't have to fight them. You can just skip them. There's a bit of a way you can make this easier for yourself. So, because these two, they get immunity, like invulnerability to shit, and you interrupting them is kind of important. And yeah, they do a fair bit of damage too. So this thing here, that's the annoying attack that they do. The Ghosty Goose, this thing. So you can interrupt that, but normally they spawn on other sides of the room. Oh yeah, so here's what happens. One gets a shield, and it's best not to fight the one with the shield at the time. Yeah, that attack is annoying, because what it does is it stuns you, even through block. So you just want to constantly be moving around and preventing that from hitting you. So yeah, see that? At least what you want to do is make sure you're not in melee with them when you can see one of them channeling like that. Just be somewhere else. Getting ready for the kill. So if you just make sure your AoEs are on the floor... Oh, that was a bad idea. You can usually kill the orbs before they get there, provided that the AoEs are on the floor at the time. But yeah, it's not good to leave them on the floor, or like let them get to her, because they'll fucking heal her a bunch. It's annoying. I think I can kill her before they get there. Yep, cool. Alright, so now we're on to the final fight. Alright, this fight sucked. Yeah, look, I need Vigor, just in case. So the biggest issue with this fight is he fucking sends you upwards. And when he does that, you get complete... Like, you lose control of your character, basically, for 10 seconds. And while that's happening, just fucking take other shit damage all the time. So, I'll see how I go. I think I should be okay, but I honestly don't know. He also spawns... he spawns Daedroths constantly as well, and they have tons of health. So you can get overrun by them, and that's not great either. The only thing is, aside from the getting sent up and the Daedros, the boss himself isn't that bad. Like, he only hits you with, like, hard-hitting ranged attacks. He doesn't, like, CC or anything aside from the orb. But we'll see. Alright, here we go. So first thing you want to do is take him all the way that you can away from the fucking start. Because Okay, here we go. Alright. Alright, so what you have to do from now is... I think it puts a little slow on you, and you also have to get to this thing here. Alright, so here's one of the fucking Daedroths. And yeah, 200,000 health. So they're way too tanky to kill, like, quickly. And he just starts fucking spawning them like crazy. And yeah, we'll keep fucking doing this to you. Usually it's probably a better idea just to let this hit you. But yeah, you can see I'm still taking damage. That's the issue that I have with this. You'll just keep constantly fucking taking damage from the orb stuff while you're in the air. Yep. Oh yeah, so there's the blue flames. There's another fucking Daedroth. You see what I mean? Like, after a while, it's a lot. Alright, getting sent up again. And you can see I'm taking all that damage while I'm in the air. Okay, so that burst of embers thing, when you see them throwing, like, sending a missile at you, it's going to knock you in the air, so you got to be careful of that. Okay, so sometimes this bugs out, and you get kept in the air, and then you take full damage, and it fucking kills you. Fuck, I hate this fight. Yeah, so there's like a bug that you get stuck on the roof, and yeah, it counts you as like being up there, so when you try and fall down again, it fucking kills you. Fuck, I hate that attack. It's so annoying. I don't know when, but it's been bugged like that for a while. Up I go again. Yeah, see what I mean? That's what's supposed to happen, but sometimes it gets so sent really high in the air. Yeah, it's just shit. Alright, so let's see if it happens again. Yeah, see this? See how it gets you stuck on the roof? Yeah, it's just stupid. I don't know why it started happening now. Okay, quarter of the way. Okay, got lucky that time. I wonder, how many times can it stack on normal? Alright, there's 3 Daedroths. Everything's fine. Oh, good time. Yeah, here we go. So, am I about to die? Yeah, I think I'm about to die. Oh, I can cast? Are you serious? Fuck, I wish I knew that before. Oh, that's fucking bullshit. I can't even fucking move. God. It's so obnoxious. Okay, wow, that was really fucking... I'm stuck? What the fuck? Okay, it fixed itself. Oh my god, look at all the fucking damage I'm taking. It's ridiculous. Oh, this might be it. Alright, somehow we survived that shit, even though there's so much fucking bullshit going on. And just keep... What the fuck? God, what a fucking dumb system. No, 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 no. No, I'm on the wrong bar. I'm on the wrong bar. Survive. Yes. Yes. And now run. No. Oh no, I'm dead. No. It's so close! Oh no, this is it. There's no way I can survive this without moving. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Fucking bullshit. Yeah, fuck this. I'm just doing fucking Fungal Grotto. Can't be fucked. Starting to get along the road now. Couple of enemies in the back there. Yeah, these guys are basically done a cleave now. Start killing this guy. Okay. One. So just kill that guy. Everybody else, like, none of this shit matters. You can just ignore everything through here until you get here. As soon as you kill that guy, that door opens and now you can come all the way through. So as soon as you get to the water here, just jump down. Through the water. You'll get to this spot here, just jump up, and you'll get like a little ledge there. And now we're onto the final boss, so yeah, it should be alright to just get rid of that. Oh, God damn it. Hold on, I need trap. Just give me 1 sec, mate. What the fuck? What? Pharrell's rudely interrupted. Alright, so this guy has like an explosion attack, a heavy attack, and he also creates mud grabs. That's about it. A lot easier than that other bullshit. Sorry guys, I tried, but it's fucking Banished 2 is still really bugged. And I shouldn't have bothered anyway, because like it took fucking ages. It took like 20 minutes. Might as well have done a fucking Battleground by that point. Alright, there's the other mud crabs. Oh, why did I fucking execute them? Alright, there we go. There's a dungeon. And then I'll just catch some fish. And that's it. Fucking hell. Don't know why I bothered doing a fucking pledge. Fucking Banished 2. Yeah. Probably don't, unless you got like a full group of friends, like instantly, probably don't even bother with a pledge. Fucking hell. What a waste of time. Sorry about that. Yeah, probably just don't do pledges. Unless NA is different. Yeah, just Banished 2 and Seavash 2, both fucked. Not worth the time. So just do Fungal Grotto 1 or just do fishing. It's so much easier. Okay, any questions, as always, just let me know. Take care for now. I'll see everyone next time. See ya.